Graded stakes racing continues, and this time we go to the Belmont at Big A. The Classic Division final round continues, and we've got the Woodward Stakes from New York, the Big Apple. We've got some horses that have been knocking heads all summer long. A good field has been drawn for the Woodward Stakes. Again, it's going to be at Aqueduct Saturday, September the 27th. On the same day, we've got the Lucas Classic at Churchill Downs and the Goodwood Stakes at Santa Anita. It's on the dirt. They're going to be going 1 1/8 miles, and we'll see if any of these horses can make it to the Breeders' Cup Classic or the Breeders' Cup Mile. We've got 7 horses that have been entered, including the winner of the Pimlico Special, a recent Saratoga winner, Locked, a highly regarded horse last year that ran in the Pegasus Stakes earlier this year, and the Suburban winner in Phileas Fogg. Let's take a look at this field. Awesome Aaron winning the Pimlico Special earlier this year. And then you've got the King of Laurel Park, post time, 12 for 20 lifetime, 10 for 10 at Laurel Park. Willie D's the winner of the Schaefer Stakes, second in the Charlestown Classic. Gould's Gold, third in the Cornhusker, third in the Charlestown Classic. Phileas Fogg, first in the Suburban, and Locked, third in the Suburban Stakes. That is the 7-horse field. They're lining up here in New York. We've got Awesome Aaron trying to get back on the win streak. Film Star's always been at this kind of the stakes level, grade 2, grade 3. He's got to step up. Phileas Fogg could be the speed of the race, but he does like to win races and comes in razor sharp form here after that second place finish in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Let's take a look at the race replays, find out how they got here. Starting off with Awesome Aaron, we go back to the Pimlico Special. Awesome Aaron in second place on the top of the stretch, and he runs down Phileas Fogg late in this stretch run. Awesome Aaron picking up a nice win in that Pimlico Special. Phileas Fogg dug in and really separated from the rest of the field, the top 2 in this race. Now, Phileas Fogg was second in that Pimlico Special, but let's go back to the Suburban Stakes. Phileas Fogg holds off Antiquarian that day. He wins that race. Of course, Antiquarian comes back to defeat him in the Jockey Club Gold Cup Stakes. Antiquarian going to be running in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Phileas Fogg, after winning the Suburban, came back and ran second last time out in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Now, a horse that's going to probably get a lot of support is Locked. Locked has had a big year, kind of interesting year. He won at the Belmont Big A last year. Then he won the Belmont Cigar Mile, second in the Pegasus World Cup Stakes to start off the year in a grade 1. Then he won the Santa Anita Handicap, was fourth in the Alysheba Stakes, third in the Suburban Stakes, so he comes in off a couple of losses after winning the Santa Anita race. But Locked is the type of horse, he needs a fast pace. He can come off the pace. Trained by Todd Pletcher, who's already got 3 to 4 horses pointing for the Breeders' Cup Classic. Some people think Locked is maybe a better closing miler. You know, he won that Cigar Mile, so the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile and the Classic options if he can run a good race here in the Woodward Stakes. Now, post time, a couple of big wins this year at Laurel Park. He won the Deputed Testimony, small field, drew away late off kind of a slow pace. Post time always seems to run his race. He's gone up in class a couple of times, hasn't been able to hit pay dirt. He did run in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile last year, running in the money. Now in the Polynesian Stakes, he won this one kind of as his prep here for this race. Easy win that day, small field again, kind of just towers over the competition at Laurel Park, but he did pick up a win in that Polynesian Stakes. Overall, post time, 10 for 10 at Laurel Park. Good form overall, got to go up to that grade 1 level. Faces other speed in Phileas Fogg, and then Film Star, I think, capable of being a pace presser in this spot as well. Then let's go back to the Horseshoe. The Schaefer Stakes, John Velasquez riding Willie Dees, takes the lead into the stretch. Of course, a very front-running track that day. Tip Top Thomas went wire to wire. Willie Dees went wire to wire. Clicquot came out of that race to win on Saturday at Penn Parks, but Willie's Dees winning that Schaefer Stakes before running third in the Charlestown Classic last time out. Now, the pace of the race, lots of different ways you can kind of go with some of the pressers, but I think the early speed horse is going to be Phileas Fogg. He seems to do his best running on the front end. Awesome Aaron's going to be a presser. I think Film Star, big win at Saratoga last time out. I think he's capable of being a presser. Then you've got Gould's Gold, third in the Charlestown Classic. Post time, you know, he's been running off the pace in some of these classier events. He's closer to the pace when he drops down in class, and then the closer is going to be locked. He's going to try to make a late move late in this race. Interesting pace-wise, average pace overall, could favor Phileas Fogg. I think Film Star is going to get a good trip coming from just off the pace, and maybe Awesome Aaron as well. Tricky pace read on some of the pace pressers. Whoever gets a good pace trip could end up winning this race. Now, good form. Locke trying to get back on track. He won the Santa Anita Handicap earlier this year. Film Star with back-to-back wins at Saratoga. Overall, an average pace. I think that favors Awesome Aaron. He should like the distance of 1.1 miles along with Film Star, but they're going to have to hold off Locked late in this race. Interesting race form-wise and pace-wise. My top selection, I'm going to go with Phileas Fogg. He's ran some big races this year. He lost to Awesome Aaron in the Pimlico Special. He won the Suburban Stakes, defeated Antiquarian, was second time, last time out in the Jockey Club, losing late in that race to Antiquarian. For the exactas, I'm going to play Phileas Fogg over Gould's Gold, Film Star, and Locked. You definitely can make the case for post time. He runs well at this level. A couple of nice wins at Laurel Park, 10 for 10 at Laurel Park. Gould's Gold always seems to hit hard at 1.1 miles as well. Different ways you can go on the win end, but I'm going to go with Phileas Fogg over Gould's Gold as my main exacta. Remember to share this video with your horse racing friends, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Who do you like in this possible Breeders' Cup Classic prep, or even a possible dirt mile horse or two in the dirt mile, as we had post-time run in the money in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile last year. Final round of prep super Saturday coming across. We've got the Woodward Stakes, we got the Lucas Classic, the Goodwood Stakes, and remember, the Breeders' Cup prospectus comes out, stats and information for the Breeders' Cup. Sign up below and you'll be notified first when that comes out Breeders' Cup week. Of course, the first round of the Kentucky Derby prep season is on the way. Spice Runner and Taken by the Wind. You can watch that recap and find out more about how they did in the opening round of the Kentucky Derby 2026 preps. It's the Woodward Stakes. Big race on the schedule. New York, Big Apple this Saturday. Who do you like? Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. And remember what D. Wayne Lucas always says, people have opinions, horses have the facts.